Alhamdulillah, we have some kids. So if we can just make sure that we're keeping it down so that everyone can enjoy the program, inshallah. What we're going to do actually is, unfortunately, Shaykh Khalid was not able to make it with us tonight, but we have him on the phone, and so he'll just speak to us for a couple of minutes, inshallah, and then we get started with Shaykh Okasha. I don't know if you guys know Shaykh Khalid, but Shaykh Khalid has been one of the pioneers of da'wah inside this country, mashallah. And he has spent a lot of time and effort in giving da'wah, and you're able to find a lot of his resources and his videos online. So if you don't know him, please check him out, inshallah, online, and inshallah we'll get started with Shaykh Khalid, and then after that, Shaykh Okasha, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is your brother Shaykh Khalid Yassin talking to you from, excuse me?
Barakallahu feek wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Oh, am I on the speaker?
Naam, Shaykh, you're on the speaker, and the congregation responded to the salam.
MashaAllah, may Allah make everything easy for you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make all the good words, may He expand that for us. You know, of course, this is the affair of the Darul Quran organization. I don't have to remind you what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. He says, "Khayrukum man ta'allama al-Quran wa 'allama." And of course, you know that very well. And we ask Allah that based on the Quran and your attachment to the Quran, Allah, He will help you in your objectives. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I have the chance to be with you sometime in the near future.
Ameen, inshallah ta'ala.
We ask Allah to make it easy for Shaykh Okasha to deliver his service to you. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that your help and your support and your hospitality towards him will be a part of the ibadah, inshallah.
Ameen, inshallah. Barakallahu feek, Shaykh. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserve you for the ummah. And the people here, they all responded to the salam, and they ask Allah to answer your dua bi-idhnillah. And the salam also goes back to the people of San Diego, inshallah.
And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that some people from the Darul Quran organization, they will join us in Ramadan. We will be, inshallah, I will be in Ramadan doing Umrah, and maybe some of their people will join us, inshallah.
Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. They shook their heads, so they're ready, Shaykh.
Barakallah feekum, inshallah.
Wa feekum barakallah. Jazakum Allah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله لا يعبد حقا إلا الله، وما بكم من نعمة فمن الله، وإن تبدوا ما في صدوركم أو تخفوه يعلمه الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له شهادة ندخرها ليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا والأمر يومئذ لله. وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله اجتباه ربه وارتضاه واصطفاه وقدمه على من سواه مرسل نال بآي الذكر ما لم ينله النجم في عال مداه كل ما جاء به من معجز سحر الألباب قرآن تلاه قوة كامنة أخرجها مثلما يخرج طلع من نواه بشر الشرك بموت عاجل أيها الشرك دنا يوم الوفاة فإذا التيجان تهوي وإذا برعاة الشاء للدنيا رعاه صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ما أضاء النهار بضياه واحلو لك الليل بظلماه وعلى آله وصحبه لا سيما أبا بكر الذي سمت به إلا تنصروه فقد نصره الله وعمر الذي وافق حكمه حكم لولا كتاب من الله وعثمان الذي شملته إن الذين يبايعونك إنما يبايعون الله وعليا الذي أحبه الله ونزل فيه إنما نطعمكم لوجه الله وعلى التابعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان ما أمت الوفود بيت الله ولهجت الألسن بلا إله إلا الله واتقوا يوما ترجعون فيه إلى الله ثم أما بعد. To our brothers in Iman and our sisters here in faith, we are delighted to be with you tonight. The Ink team being here in New York, I ask that Allah subhanahu tabarak asmuh, the way He had convened all of us here in this place, bring all of us together in Jannat al-Firdaus, Rabbi faktubha lana. And I'm delighted to have some of our brothers who visited this place. And our Imam, may Allah bless him, that announced about their presence here. We've enjoyed being behind one of our Qurra in Salat al-Maghrib. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to scale the verses that he recited unto us in his Mizan and all the associates that came with him. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless all of them, and also my team that came with us today. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless them as well, and all of you with your families, and our brothers and our sisters here, all of us never to be deprived from the mercy and blessings of Almighty. Sublime and exalted be He. Allahumma ameen. Tonight, our gathering will be bifurcated and will be divided into two. The first portion will be the completion of what we initiated today on this blessed member. But due to the limitation of time, we did not fulfill what we are obliged to do in terms of giving this chapter the foundation of hope. It's right. So we are here tonight to complete the topic and usher it to the people of Bayshore right here tonight, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And the second portion of tonight's gathering is a call for supporting our students, those who had aimed to memorize the book of Allah. Some have done it and have routed or channeled their extra efforts to glean and obtain the different sciences of Quran by learning different sciences that we have out there associated to Allah's book, such as the science of Al-Qira'at, science of Ilm al-Rasm, science of Ilm Add al-Ay, so on and so forth. So we are here tonight for this purpose, inshaAllah ta'ala. And at the end, I will ask your support and the support of our sisters to aid the students that we have that have exhibited this strenuous effort, but yet they cannot financially support themselves, so that we as Muslims coming together to aid and support them in capturing the book of Almighty Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, so that to be sadaqah jariyah, residual income for you when you are laid and stretched out in your own grave, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So this will be the second portion of our meeting today. The reason why Shaykh Khalid Yasin, ask Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala to bless him and bless his family and his efforts. The reason why he was on the phone, because we're supposed to be here together, but for some reasons he wasn't able to make it. And you know, the imams, or let's say the du'at of 21st century, we're talking about the Muslims, they're not like Creflo Dollar, who has his own G5. The brother is laughing because he knows the one I'm talking about. Maybe some of you may not know Creflo Dollar. That's the pastor over there in Georgia who wanted to buy his own flight, $65 million. If an imam tries to collect this money for his jet, people will send him to Barzakh. Say that imam is of something wrong with him. But Creflo Dollar, he asked his congregation for $65 million for his own personal jet. Guess what? He will never be late. But imam may be struggling with his own, maybe Nissan Sentra 1982. Maybe he even needs some jumper cable. And when he gets to the masjid late, the masjid will collide him. Shaykh been struggling trying to jump his car. Creflo Dollar, $65 million. One of his clients, I called him, she said, I will give whatever I have for my pastor to have that jet. She sold their car for the pastor to get his own jet. Can you believe this? Welcome to the world of TD Jakes, Creflo Dollar, Eddie Long, no, he's gone now, Joe Steen and all them guys. But we are here tonight not to raise 65 million to buy a jet. No, decent amount that will help us to help the Muslim Ummah to have this book of Allah in their hearts. So whenever they recite, like our Imam in Maghrib, you are over there in your grave, you have income. You are dead and gone, yet you have your own checks being cashed on your behalf. And whenever a person recites Quran, or whenever a student recites Quran, you get in your own share. Why? Because you've aided that student to memorize the book of Allah. So without extending my breath in this, neighborhood, let's start with the first portion of tonight's gathering, which is the foundation of hope. You can have your own hope, but if you have no foundation for that hope, it will never come to fruition, will never be seen vividly, will never be seen, productively. Why? Because you need foundation for your hope. You have a dream, you need foundation for it. Nothing wrong with having, dreams. Martin Luther King, he had his own dream. But he had his dream in 1950s that one day this nation will rise. That was his dream. But in 21st century right now, we're not in an age of dreaming. Keep on dreaming. You wake up, people finish drinking the coffee. You can't even get a chance to smell it. So being here tonight, we've said certain things on the minbar today by the grace of Almighty, subhanahu jallat qudratuh wa ta'alat nu'utuh. So what we will conclude with, two things, just sprouting some Louisiana hot sauce around the issue and the statement between Umayyah ibn Abi Salt and Abu Sufyan, if you remember. America goes along with sauce. America without hot sauce is not America, brother. Goes with Louisiana and all them soy sauce. You know what we call it? The other one from Wendy's, when the wind starts to blow, the Wendy's comes with their own Wendy's, and they get what? Sweet and sour, frozen yogurt and all them contains, honey mustard and all. So in our dawah also we sprout some little Louisiana so the young kids can also benefit. And usually when we travel, we pray and wish if the young ones can be up front to have the VIP seat. Because in America tomorrow, they will what? Lead. We praise Almighty 10 years ago or 12 years ago or 13 years ago. I remember in New York when you give talk or when Shaykh comes, you're not going to see the young boys sitting like this in the Masjid. Why? Because they're busy over there listening outside. You know, they have all that time, beat yet, but they have them little stuff in their ears, listening to something, not Quran. They're not listening to Quran. They're not listening to a hadith. They're not busy listening to, some nice, beneficial talk. No, they're busy listening to 3 Pac. No, sorry, it's 2 Pac, right? And 75 cents. Yeah, because, they promoted him from 50 cents to 75. You know what I'm talking about? Like, for real, 10 years ago, in Bronx, in Brooklyn, White Plains and Mount Vernon, in the Masjid, you see the young boys like this, having Quran in their heads. Brothers, it wasn't easy like that. But today, by the grace of Allah, you ask him, Ya Hafiz. Now the our Imam, may Allah bless him, he announced that, our Imam that led us in prayer, may Allah bless him, he has his own what? Entourage with him and all Huffaz. Isn't that beautiful? We're supposed to say Allahu Akbar for Allah until Allah calls us, because no way that the economy of America cannot pay for a person to memorize Quran without Allah's blessing. So it is something that we have to be proud of, and to be proud that at least today, some places like Darul Quran, we have Huffaz. How many kids you see in the street going to schools? They have their own iPad, they have their own iPods, they have their own devices. You know what they call them? The one that came up with the Steve Jobs, he did not die without leaving Jobs people. But what people do, you see them going to school, they have those Walkmans back in the days. They listen to music and stuff. But today, you see a child going to school, he is actually reviewing his Quran before he goes to school. Allahu Akbar for that. Isn't that blessing for this ummah? Isn't that barakah for this ummah, that Almighty had simply barakalized this ummah with Quran? It's a ni'mah, being ni'matized for this ummah. So all these we've been given without asking Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala as jazak from Allah, tabaraka fi ula wa taqaddasat asma'u. So because of this, we want to do whatever it takes to make sure we uplift and help, aid, be behind them so that shaitan will not go them to navigate like Lincoln and leave the path. At least I have 3 of me, all of them also Huffaz. Allahu Akbar. All of them Huffaz by the grace of Allah. One of them just asked when we were coming, the mawqi' of Azar in I'rab. In 21st century, a person asking mawqi' of Azar in I'rab, this is none but blessing. I was in Virginia, Falls Church 3-4 weeks ago. Do you know Christians using Quran to claim that Jesus Christ is worthy of ibadah and worship? Using Quran. What for? They said because even Quran proves that Jesus Christ, the anointed or prophet of Galilee, that prophet of Nazareth, he is actually one of the triune gods, and he is to be worshipped along with Allah subhanahu tabaraka fi ula. Why? They said because Almighty says, اتخذوا أحبارهم ورهبانهم أربابا من دون الله والمسيح. They stop right there. Right here, Masih, Jesus is worthy of what? worship, because Almighty says, اتخذوا أحبارهم ورهبانهم أربابا من دون الله والمسيح. So he talked about the rabbis, the monks, and then after that he said, من دون الله والمسيح. So Allah and Masih, they are to be worshipped alongside. Why? Because of this verse. Using Quran. Confusion. By the grace of Allah, they asked, they said, because Quran said it, and this is the Arab. Say, come on, man, when we were in school, even in not even high school, back in the days, sixth graders will break down the Arab of this verse with a big smile like nothing. I told the guy, we can make Arab of this verse in 3 different ways, and you will not even understand what the Arab is for. Because the Arab that you have, that's like baby Arab. Now, to delve in details, you may not even understand what we're talking about after the explanation had been dropped, and that which was mystified had been later on demystified. Hands up. He gave up. He said, oh, okay, now I understand. But what the father started sitting right there, they started breaking the verse in different ways of recitation. He said, wow, I've never even heard that Quran being recited like that from the Huffaz, and all of them young. So as we are being, aged, or you aging, Almighty is blessing you with children, with grandchildren, with extra effort. Before, it's nothing but extra sugar and cream. Now it's nothing but extra Quran and Sunnah. Allahu Akbar for that. That's for the deen that Allah blessed us with. So at least, based on what I just heard, and the people before me, at least I can tell you and guarantee you that at least we have more than at least 12 or 13 Huffaz for this ummah. Do you know it wasn't easy like that during the time of companions? To have Huffaz like that? And that's why Umar ibn al-Khattab rapidly dashed to who? To Abu Bakr after the Ma'araka of Yamama. He said, Abu Bakr Khalifata Rasulullah, please adrikul ummata, reach out to the ummah, because Huffaz are being what? Killed in the battle of Yamama. Imam al-Shatibi quoted this in his book Aqilatu Atrab al-Qasa'id when he was talking about the signs of الرسم. He said, إن اليمامة أهواها مسيلمة الكذاب في زمن الصديق إذ خسر وبعد بأس شديد حان مصرعه وكان بأسا على القراء مستعرا نادى أبا بكر الفاروق خفت على القراء فأدرك القرآن مستطرا. He said, look at how many Huffaz were killed in the battle of Yamama due to the fabrications and that atrocious liar, Musaylima al-Kadhdhab, that liar who lied against Allah and said that he's another prophet. After Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam had been called by Allah, he said he is what? Another prophet after Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What happened? Abu Bakr said to him, some people, when they start talking, you don't even need some ayat of Quran for somebody to claim prophethood after Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Let's just drop, some jaw off 9 crocodile on this person. They crunched him and they pull him to Prophet sallallahu. They pull him to Abu Bakr Khalifata Rasulullah for him to be crunched just like funny cake. Why? Because Huffaz were not many, but look at you today. You're sitting right here, at least 13 Huffaz. What else can we thank Allah with? It's not something that is worthy of our appreciation. This is our deen. So tonight, we're going to do some operation for that, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And the same thing, talking about this foundation of hope. Allah had blessed us with the foundation of Quran. And once that foundation is well rooted and established, all else will fall along. All else will come along. Umayyah ibn Abi Salt, he said to Abi Sufyan, Ya Aba Sufyan, سيكون هناك نبي يبعث في الحرة. See this place? There will be a prophet that will come out. Whenever and wherever you see him, you must believe in him. He traveled to Yemen. Both of them met where? In Yemen. May Allah bless our brothers and save their blood. Ameen. All the Muslim Ummah around the world and place us in peace here in America. Ameen. فقال له أبو سفيان يا أمية ابن أبي الصلت قد خرج النبي الذي كنت تنعته قال له ذاك المستهزئ به. He said that to him is like mocking the statement of Umayyah. You say there will be a prophet. They say, okay, all right, that prophet is out there. It's like scoffing, what Umayyah said. So when Umayyah realized that Abu Sufyan, because that's one of the chieftains of Mecca, so he's like mocking Umayyah, and Umayyah was intelligent, wise, prudent, smart, and he knows what those people around did not know. Do you know what he said? He said to Prophet Muhammad SAW, I call you to what? To a debate. To see who is worthy of this responsibility to be a prophet. He was a poet, wise, read all the books and scriptures before, so he has confidence in himself. That I call you to what? An open debate. So he feeling himself. Just like a person who learns how to hold his hand, he thinks he's another hit man of the time. Bruce Lee is behind him. And Van Damme with all his kicks is none. Sylvester Stallone is none with his own muscles and stuff like that. Just because he learned some shukudachi or mishubidachi stance. So what happened to Umayyah? He said, I call you. If you want, you can come by yourself. And if you want, you can come with your own companions. Prophet ﷺ said, well, it's up to you. So Umayyah said, do you want me to bring my own people? What Umayyah is trying to say is like, okay, Muhammad, you have to be careful because I'm coming to what? Crash your own message that you came with. So if you don't want to really embarrass yourself, what you have to do is come by yourself. Look at the type of confidence Umayyah had in himself. So, if you don't want to embarrass yourself, you can come by yourself, but it's up to you. Then Prophet ﷺ said, well, if you want to come by yourself, you can do so. And if you want to come along with your companions also, the gate is open. He said, wow, that means, Muhammad is confident. Muhammad is confident because he believes that he's worthy of being prophet instead of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Prophet ﷺ said, you can bring your own people and I bring mine. Long story short, the Z was zigzag and the T was crossed and the I's all dotted. They are all sitting in front of what? Each other. Prophet is right here and this man. So what he did, Umayyah started talking and he brought all the asja' of shi'r and poetry. And he came with all the durub and he came with qawafi. He came with asja'. He came with everything. Fahada, lawa. He just looked at himself as somebody smart. He was nobody but just waku'ul laku' in front of Prophet ﷺ when he finished with all that beautiful statement. And Arabs were intelligent when it comes to what? This scripture. That's why Allah revealed Quran in 3 different places. Allah had challenged Arabs yesterday and today and the Arabs to come tomorrow. If you can produce a book like that of which we've revealed unto Muhammad, well, the gate is open till the day of Qiyamah. فإن لم تفعلوا ولن تفعلوا الزمخشري يقول إن لن تفيد تأبيد النفي. Then you will never be able to produce. So Umayyah thought he can challenge the authority of Quran and that he is smarter than Prophet Muhammad SAW. So he brought everything that he had computerized and kept in his chest. When he finished with all his poetry, and he finished reading all the lines that he put together, Prophet ﷺ started, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Yasin, wal Quran al-Hakim, innaka lamina al-mursaleen. He kept on reading until he reached the statement of Allah, وَمَا عَلَّمْنَاهُ الشِّعْرَ وَمَا يَنْبَغِي لَهُ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا ذِكْرٌ وَقُرْآنٌ. Do you know what happened? Umayyah said, where my shoes at? Where my shoes? PM, that's it. Just like F-15. By the time that, hey, Umayyah, come on, man, where you going? You spoke all this while, and he was sitting listening to you. He just sat and he's sitting, just leave me alone. I'm gone. That was it. Do you know where he left? That's when he ran to Yemen. That's the reason why. So can you believe your children now, do they have only Surah to Yasin or they have the Quran from Baqarah to Nas? Isn't that a barakah? Only Yasin was dropped on Umayyah, who wanted to what? To cast aspersion on this dawah, lame, and also what? Defend by bombarding the ayat of Quran. Now, just Yasin, only Surah Yasin, 82 or 83 based on the count of A'imma, only this ayat, Umayyah run away. So can you believe if we really educate the young ones that have memorized Quran and they have this Quran, what they can do for this ummah and this society, especially in America. And we are in good stand and in good position when it comes to dawah than even the Muslim world that you may think. Especially here in America, best place for da'wah. If we keep da'wah for da'wah, not da'wah for da'wah. Keeping da'wah pure and straight for Allah. This is what happened. So that's why when he went to Yemen and Abu Sufyan met him, Abu Sufyan said to him, that man that you run away is still preaching. Do you know what Umayyah said, Ibn Abi Sal? He said to Abu Sufyan, Ya Aba Sufyan, innahu haqqun fattabi'. That man, he is upon the truth. You better follow. See what Quran did? Innahu haqqun fattabi'u. Follow that man. Say, I ain't come here for that type of talk. Came here for business. Shut the door. See how arrogant. See what arrogance, inundate an individual where his mind goes. I ain't come to Yemen. I came here for business. Stop talking about that man. Do you know what Umayyah said to him? He said to him, لَكَأَنِّي بِكَ يَا أُمَيَّةَ إِنْ خَالَفْتَهُ رُبِطَّ كَمَا يُرْبَطُ الْجَدْيُ حَتَّى يُؤْتَى إِلَيْكَ بِهِ لِيَحْكُمَ فِيكَ بِمَا يُرِيدُ. He said, I can see him. Umayyah said to Abu Sufyan, I can see. If you don't believe in that man, a day will come, his companions will tie you up just like the way they tied, flocks of sheep and just move with them, and his companions will drag you to him for him to arbitrate and say about his own judgment in you whatever he wants. And when he starts to produce his own judgment or pronounce his judgment, you done about Abu Sufyan. Do you know what happened? On the day of Fathu Makkah, Abu Sufyan from far, when he saw the tent of Prophet, he said, Ma ra'aytuka al-yawma askaran wala nirana. Long story short, Al-Abbas, the uncle of Prophet ﷺ, he heard the voice from far, remotely he dashed to it. So he said, I think this is the voice. The voice I'm hearing is the voice of Abu Sufyan. He went to Abu Sufyan, he said, Abu Sufyan, guess what? All the games you played in Mecca, not here today. You know all what you did? That's it. You better believe. He said, can you take me to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? They took him. First thing that he did, he went to his daughter's house. Do you know whose wife was that? He went to his daughter's house. You know whose house was that? That was the house of Prophet, because Prophet was married to his daughter. This by itself is a miracle that Prophet ﷺ was Allah's messenger. Married to the daughter of Abu Sufyan, the daughter of Al-Harith ibn Dirar, the king of Bani al-Mustaliq. And here is Uqba ibn Abi Mu'ayt, his son Al-Walid ibn Uqba ibn Abi Mu'ayt. And here is Ikrimah, the son of Abi Jahl. All these names that you're hearing, their fathers were the first to oppose the da'wah. But the children and the daughters, they embrace Islam through the beautiful word, preaching of this Quran, Al-Azim, Al-Kareem. So what we're saying, brothers, is the foundation of hope, that we have this hope. We just have to make sure that we cement the foundation. And keep our cement thick, not too close to the dirt for it sink. So this is Allah's blessing and foundation. And if you recall, Ibn Akhtab, when he was brought to Prophet ﷺ, what did he say? Shukran. Allah bless you, Shaykh. Allah give you Jannah. Allah give you water, salsabil in Jannah. Ameen. And we meet over there and eat some halal party right there, Shaykh. Ameen. I love the brothers. The brothers always give you water. The sisters, they bring, some hot tea with some biscuits. May Allah bless you, Shaykh. That was a sister. She coming with hot tea with some biscuit. Oh, that's our imam. So I apologize, brother imam. Sorry about that. No, our imam, mashallah. Our imam right there. Allahu Akbar. So, brothers, this is the hope. Our Quran had delimited the lines, the demarcation lines that have been, blocked or been set up. People thinking that we cannot cross, we have the hope in Quran. And Quran can do it all for us. And see, Ibn Akhtab, the one whose word, when he speaks, like he feels himself like nobody can even contradict him. As we mentioned today, when he was brought to Prophet ﷺ, this man, I want you to simply sit down right now, simply conceptualize kufr or disbelief and visualize disbelief as solar system. This man will not represent the king of planet Jupiter. This man will represent the sun. This man was dangerous. This man. But when he wakes up early in the morning, all what he cares about, what can I do to disturb? What can I do to hurt Prophet ﷺ? What can I do to disturb and send some distortions in the message of Muhammad ﷺ? What can I do to reach out to this man just to kill him? That's all what he cares about. Today, after the battle of Bani Qurayza, in front of Prophet ﷺ, Prophet is asking him, Alam yumakkinillahu minka ya aduwallah. Alam yumakkinillahu minka ya aduwallah. Almighty Allah did not establish you in a chain of, servitude like the way you dealt with your slaves before. Crouching, coming, the stoutest, now crouching. Only from Allah. Alam yumakkinillahu minka ya aduwallah. You the enemy of Allah. Didn't Almighty establish you in your own chains of humiliation, ignominy resting over your shoulder? Do you know what Ibn Akhtab said? He did not argue. He didn't say no. He said, Bala. Wallahi ma lumtu nafsi fi adawatik. ولقد التمست العز في مكانه فأبى الله إلا أن يمكنك مني ولقد قلقلت كل مقلقل ولكنه من يخذل الله يخذل. Look at this statement from Kafir, whose kufr is on top of his nasiyah. And kufr of this Ibn Akhtab plus kufr equals to kufrization of everything from this man. Now in front of Prophet ﷺ, لَقَدْ الْتَمَسْتُ الْعِزَّةِ. I've searched for glory throughout my life. I've searched for empowerment throughout my life. Yet, Allah refuses but to bring me to you like a slave. And I've shaken whatever needs to be what? Shaken. I've penetrated thickness of life, searching for dignity for my soul. But Allah refuses but to what? To humiliate me. And the reality of the matter is, whosoever Allah decides to humiliate is the one who will undoubtedly or beyond peradventure of doubt, that man will be what? Will be humiliated. That's from Kafir. Why? Because no foundation. He had hope. See, وَلَقَدِ الْتَمَسْتُ الْعِزَّ فِي مَكَانِهِ لَكِنْ أَبَى اللَّهُ إِلَّا أَن يُمَكِّنَكَ مِنِّي. I've searched for what? Dignity throughout my life, glory throughout my life, power throughout my life, empowerment throughout my life, ascendancy throughout my life, yet Allah had refused, but to what? Bring me to you like a slave. Why? Because his hope for search and dignity was not what? Foundationally rooted. That was the issue. Foundationally what? Lost. So if our foundation is not set straight and right, with all the blessing and the ni'mah that Allah had given us, it's going to be difficult. And that's why we came here tonight, by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and permission of the leaders of this blessed community. Our Imam took us and fed us after Salatul Jummah with all type of biryani and basmati, gave us all that kind of some food that we've never seen before, but they taste deliciously, tenaciously powerful. MashaAllah, Akbar for the Imam. And also our president and our Mu'adhin simultaneously, may Allah bless him. They've given us this platform today to share with you this proposition, to take care of base request that our institute stretching out to ask for the help of this community to maintain some of our students that are incapable, unable to pay tuition to memorizing the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Unable to pay to memorize. So we came here today. Some of our students, and we're talking about the students of Al-Minhal Academy and the students of Al-Hirz Institute. That some that we deal with, they can't afford. So, by the grace of Allah, we came here tonight to see what you can do to help. Some of them have no parents. Some of them, the parents deceased. Allah had called them, so you turn to be their parents. And for this organization and institution that we've purposely institutionalized to help the students to memorize Quran. And not only to memorize Quran, but to take the book and this Quran to another level. Because when you memorize Quran, it's just like a key. Just like a key. Miftah of all the ulum. The key to all sciences that we have out there, Imam Abu Bakr al-Bayhaqi said. Some still memorizing. Some have memorized. So the students of Al-Minhal Academy and the students of the Hirz, for us to see how you can help in order for us to raise the decent amount, because the other institute, we even begin to lose some teachers. Why? Because when the payment is not coming, married individuals who help to teach, they have to also earn, take care of their families, so they cannot sustain. So someone who has Quran in his memory, memorized, and he has that book memorized, sort of sitting down to teach, is going to work for somebody. Why? Because the students cannot afford. That's why we came here tonight after this, theme or this topic, foundation of hope, having hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also placing our trust in Him by extending our hands so that we can produce extra students. We have 3 of them, they graduated from Al-Minhal Academy. And another 3 right now still attending the school. And those who graduated, one of them is in college right now, and the other 2, they've graduated already. And after their graduation, they did not give up that we finished with Quran. No, they kept the Mus'haf moving with them. Because once you have this, I want to mention something here really important. And it's vital for us to hear. This Mus'haf teaches you numerous lessons. The lessons of Quran, the social lessons of Quran are too many to be numbered. And if you have them, ikhwan, wallahi, no matter what happens in your life, everything else will be easy. Deenullah wa kitabullah. Kitabullah la ya'tasum bihi ahadun illa az wa la yarghabu anhu ahadun illa dhal. This Quran and this book, whoever espouses the book, whoever holds onto that book, whoever memorizes or learns from that book, and bites on to the lessons of the book with his or her knowledge, all else, Allah will make things easier for you. And the more you do away with it, and you 86th it, you're in trouble. You do away with it, in trouble. فأقسم بالله الذي عز بيته وطاف به جمع محل ومحرم يمينا لقد ضلت عن المجد أمة أضاعت لها دين العلا والتسنم ولله العزة ولرسوله وللمؤمنين ولكن المنافقين لا يعلمون. The izzah is in this deen, and the foundation of that is in our Mus'haf. And the companions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had guided us to following closely that ni'mah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had blessed all of them because they've learned from the best, whose legacy nobody can compel, nobody can drag, nobody can challenge. قد حار في حصرها الشم الألباء. Little is what you just heard. عرضت شيئا وغابت عني أشياء والنمل يعذر في القدر الذي حمل إذا الله العظيم علي أثنى فمن ذا الذي يحصي جليل خصاله وهن بحار ما لها من سواحل وإني وإن أسهبت فيما جمعته وجئت بأخبار صحاح جلائل فما ذاك إلا لمعة من سنى ضحى وقطرة ماء من بحار سواحل وغيض من الفيض الذي عز حصره على كل عالم في الأنام وسافل لذا جاء في القرآن تعظيم خلقه فهل بعد هذا مما قال اللقائل ولو كان في تبيان سحبان وائل فصلى عليه الله ما هبت الصبا فهزت غصونا بالضحى والأصائل. This is the Prophet ﷺ, and this is his legacy. This is Quran that we're talking about. Who can really put together all the positive things that Prophet ﷺ left behind? Nobody can be able to do it. The only thing that we can come up with is just like washal, which is like a drop of water from ocean that we shared with you tonight. So I ask for your own support and for your own help, for you to help us so that we can take care of some of the deficits that we encounter, every month due to some, payments that we're not receiving. So we ask you, bi-idhnillahi tabarak wa ta'ala, you see all the ones that you will see, 2 of them that will stand up, they graduated from college already. Prestigious, one of them 2 years ago or a year and a half ago from Kameny University. And the other one, that's our halal, Bill Gates. He finished but he did not forget Quran. And what I'm about to say, this is what I wanted to say, and I ask you to pay attention and pay heed. Aaron Hernandez, what happened to him? What happened to him? What happened to Hernandez a few days ago on Wednesday? Why? Because he was in prison. He was in prison since 2013. But why now? And he was even found not guilty recently, right? So that's supposed to even give him what? Hope. But his hope wasn't foundationalized. He has no hope. So just because the White House had called his own what? Friends to be honored, he couldn't take it. Took his own life. A Muslim with Quran in his heart will do stuff like that? Because he has what? Foundation. A Muslimah, she has what? Foundation. But he went foundationless. He went, you were found not even guilty, you were found guilty, and now found not guilty on some accounts, and still taking your life. Why? Because it's no foundation. So the young ones that you're seeing with Quran in their hearts, we are not only helping them. We are not only what? Helping them. But we also building their future by keeping the Quran in their hearts, and that whatever will happen in their lives, they know that Quran has solution for them, so they will not commit suicide like we see in the greatest, rate in terms of what? Suicide. The people living in the Hollywood. You're in Hollywood, what's your problem? You're already in the wood. Even those in the hood not taking their lives, and you in the wood supposed to have taken a good life, you taking your lives? Why? Because there's no foundation. Even you see them in glimmering. Why? Because no foundation whatsoever. And that's why we announce to the young ones, this age, the ones that you've been hearing their names, they're aging, gray all over. They may die and pull some hen, they're Muslims, but just to die and perform on the stage like they're young, but they're aging. So don't look at someone like Justin Bieber and think that he is Bieber. No, his alarm is not beeping anymore. This age, 50 Cent with his hat is gone. T.I. ain't no more T.I. Ice Cube is cubed. Snoop Dogg or Snoop Lion is being attacked by the lions. You see? So these are, I know maybe our fathers and our uncles here, you may not understand the ones we're talking about, but those young boys, when they leave the masjid, they're the role models for them. Is that the reality, or are we just talking some talk here? Is that the reality, or are we just coming up with some talk? Is that just a talk? You will blow everything about Aisha, everything about Maryam, everything about Khadija once she exits the masjid. Okay, let me. The new song that Rihanna just came up with, what it is? Can I listen to it? Allah, what happened to Aisha? Okay, how about Minaj? I heard she did something new. Allah, he just came from the masjid. Okay, well, how about Gaga, Lady Gaga, whatever the name is? Well, what about her? I heard she came out with a nice one. Brothers, if we want to uncover the rock and see what is underneath them, this is the talk for the young ones. Bob Marley is gone. Peter Tosh took over. Peter Tosh is old. Benny Whaler, he's old. So the young ones, the future is yours. You have foundation, but those names, the foundation is no more. So we want to make sure it's not only when they come to the masjid, when they listen to the talk, their hearts, clip almost like clipping us under for Allah's what? fear. But once they exit the door, I heard some new came on the YouTube. Let me took myself and see what's going on. Then everything is gone. We don't want that society. We don't want the child that will come to you with all that taqwa and all that contains, and then when he goes out, something else. Say, mashallah, I got Muhammad. Muhammad is on top of the line. I got Khadija. Khadija is on top of the line, but you don't know when the curtain is dropped what's going on. But with this Quran, that's the foundation. With this Quran, whether you are there or not, they type. Isn't that what you want as a father? That not only when you're there for your child to have some regard for you, and when you're not there, it's like nothing. You don't want that type of child, do you? Do you? Do you want that type of child? You don't want that. You want a child that whether you're there or not, that child what? Has taqwa for Allah, has piety for Allah. You see? But some of us, back in the days, back in homes, when you start going out of pocket, and your father is right there, he's gonna give you some sadaqah on your back. Y'all know the sadaqah I'm talking about? Your father will call and say, hey boy, come here, he's gonna give you some sadaqah on that back. And you will be straight for some days. Until, when the pain starts to wane, you go back again and say, hey, you know what, the medicine is gone. Come here, let me add some medicine. But this is not the case. We live in a society, even you give some little sadaqah to your child, you say, you know what, where's the code? Where is the number at? The number is what? 11 after 9. I know the number. The 2 ones after 9. This number, however you read it, is trouble. If you say 911, it's some. If you say 911, still some. How can you read this? You see the kids, brothers? So this deen is our what? This deen is our foundation. And this Quran, I became extra happy when the Imam made the announcement that we have like 7 Hafaz. And here we have 3 cities. So right now, confidently, let the whole world burn Quran. I guarantee you, by Fajr, we're going to produce new Quran right now, right here in this masjid, only if you would provide, some qahwa for us to Fajr though. By Fajr, you get new Quran. I'm confident with those reform, it can be done. Now for the Bibles to be taken from the wall, even Pope himself will tell you, you know what, I'm going to sleep. I'm going. Can't do it. Do you think it can be done? Can it be done? Pope will tell you, you better leave me alone, I'm going home. But this Quran, the young ones sitting right now, just keep on dropping ayat and they're picking up. Drop ayat, they're picking up. Drop ayat, they're picking up. And as a father, to see your child doing this, and when you are in your grave by yourself, munkar and nakir, there is no light. The grave that when you go over there, you cannot even take your toothbrush. You cannot even take your wallet. You cannot even take your pants. You cannot even take your check. But your child turns to be a check for you. And the one that you've helped to memorize Quran, whenever he opens his mouth, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, you get a check of 114 reward. What else, Ikhwan? Something better than this? إذا مات ابن آدم انقطع عمله إلا من 3. One of the 3 is what? Waladin Salih, a righteous slave. When he reads Quran, you get the benefit. When he says Qala Allah, you get the benefit. When he says Yaqulu Nabi, you get the benefit. When he teaches, you get the benefit. Whatever he or she is doing, you get in the what? The barakah. But you don't want to leave a child that's in your grave. Whenever you smoke some joint, the angels will wake you up. Whenever because those who smoke in wild will consider the weed. When they smoke it, higher, they start knocking their head because it's like disturbing their brains. So when your child smoke that stuff and then he hits his head, the angels wake you up and give you the same hit. You don't want stuff like that in the grave. You don't want stuff like that in your grave. But a child that will be what? A source of income, residual for you in your grave. So we ask, by the blessings of Allah, by the blessings of Allah and the approval of our Imam, our brother Imam back there, may Allah bless him, keep him strong. I know Imam gets some tea for me, that's why I can raise my voice, because I know right after they see and the brother, they're going to cool the temperature down. They're going to deal with me like Impala that have run maybe 95 miles per hour. The tea will bring it down. Allahu Akbar for that. So I ask our brothers, if we have them, 3 of them, if you can stand up. Maybe all of you have cornered yourself in one place. We're not in Jersey, we're not in Philly. We're in New York. Welcome to New York. A beautiful place, isn't it? Alhamdulillah. All of them graduated from the school. And the number of students that we have, by the grace of Allah, Allahu Akbar, by the time they get to 9th grade, they have Quran memorized. Allahu Akbar. See, the Hafiz that led us in prayer, I'm almost sure that he did not memorize Quran right here. Did he memorize Quran right here? But he led us right here, right? So that means when you memorize something, you're not memorizing it for yourself in your spot. It's for Ummah of Islamiyya. All the ayat that you just heard, first time being here, but the ayat that you heard today, if it's for the people that taught us, that means we would have been somewhere else, not here. So when a child memorizes something, it's for the benefit of the ummah. The benefit of the ummah. So I ask that Shaykh Muhammad Samir right there, Shaykh al-Islam, and we have Shaykh Muhammad, all of them memorized from the same school, went to college, came back, teaching in the same school. What else do we want for this ummah than this? Coming to serve the Muslim ummah. What else is beautiful than this? So we ask you, we have the square. We praise Allah for technology. You don't have to go and, ATM the cash again. Whatever amount that Allah blesses you with, because every month we run the deficit of $30,000. 30. Barakallahu feeka, Shaykh. Jazakallahu khair. 30,000. Every month. This is a big institution, ikhwan. It's not like, right now as I'm talking to you, do you know when the conflict started in Saudi and in Egypt, most of the students that left America and when they were sent back, do you know that? Most of the students that were in Azhar, because of the 2010, the issues and all that kind of stuff, and after the death of King Abdullah, do you know most of them were returned to America? And right now, by the grace of Allah, with this school, we negotiate. You can check this on inktv.org. INK, International Network of what? Knowledge. INK.inktv.org. You can check it. You're going to see all the information right there. Negotiating with Saudi, with the Medina University, that when a student graduates from here, not necessarily to even leave what? America and go. They can do it with the school and gain the same 4-year what? Degree that people go over there for years. No contact between them and their families. And when they return back with some baggage that maybe the society are not even accustomed to, and then problems and problems and problems. So we want to produce an imam in America. Can we do it or we can, Ikhwan? Most of our life in Philadelphia, we don't enjoy sitting down. Ikhwan, can we do it or we cannot do it? Produce our own imams and our own uffaz. So knowledge is not by country. Knowledge is not stored in a country. Knowledge is wherever you can what? You can get it. So I ask the brothers, bi'idhnillahi tabarak wa ta'ala, out of the 30,000 deficit, who will give for the pleasure of Allah, for the sake of the Muslim Ummah, $1,000 to this cause? Raising funds for this. And whatever you do is in your mizan. Who will do that for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tonight? Because we will pray Isha. One. As Jannah moving, so one going twice. It's like auction. You get it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses. We have him right there. And we also have the what? The swipe, the square. Naam. Barakallahu fi. Allahumma barik lahu fi mali. Allahumma barik lahu fi mali. Brothers, Ameen in America is free. There's no taxation on it. So when you say Ameen, it's free. The government will not ask you to pay tax. Allahumma barik lahu fi mali. We ask Allah to bless him and his wealth and his family all together. Ameen. The second person, for Allah's pleasure subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that we can take, this is the monthly thing, in order for us to do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had blessed us to do. Allahumma barik lahu fi mali. Allahumma barik lahu fi mali. Have our brother right there in the second one. Allahumma barik lahu fi mali. Abdul Bar, can you give him some platform so that he can make tawaf? The young boys, they have energy. Allahumma barik lahu fi mali. Ways, you can help him too. Get some platforms and make tawaf, even though we're not in Saudi. Just make some minor tawaf right here. Even the young ones, they're in the school also. All of them. Third grade, second, kindergarten. Is in college right now. Both of them graduated. So we want to make sure the purpose of this is that when they graduate, do you know some of them will wait for 2-3 years just for their applications to be considered? I don't know how many of you have attempted to apply for Al-Madina or attempted to apply for Al-Azhar. You know how long it takes? To a point and degree that some of the students began, making some jokes. They say when you send in your application, when they get the application, the first thing they will do, they drink, some, camel milk. And on top of that, they get the camel meat. That's it. They come back to your application 6-7 months later and check out whether you wrote your name or not. Because the students started giving up. So please, we want to make sure that we establish this one here. So for Allah's pleasure, who will give for this cause? $500 for Allah's pleasure. Now, Allahu Akbar. Allahumma barik lahu. I believe he's one of the Hufaz too. Allahumma barik lahu. You give him Allahu Akbar. See, Ikhwan, wallahi, you see when a student feels, and this is not something, and by the way, what we're talking about right now is not something for New Jersey. It's not something for North Carolina, because the Health Institute is in North Carolina, and Al-Minhal is right there in, in Jersey. But this is not only for a place. We have it online. You can also access. And the beautiful thing about this is that we write our own curriculums. The curriculums that we teach, we author them, we write them, so that we can summarize the method of ilm for the young ones. Arabic ridiculously simplified is right there. Al-Quran effortlessly memorized. Al-Quran demystified. The lost knowledge of inheritance. These are books that are not, published for the public. It's for the school. So the students will graduate, and based on what had been, given to them, they themselves, they come back to what? To write. At least I've written 4 so far. In what? In 2 months. So this is what we want to make for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So 500 for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this cause. 500 for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this cause. And our brother, somebody all the way in the back. Someone in the back, barakallahu feek. The brother, may Allah bless him with the, may Allah keep you strong. I didn't forget you. I made dua for you for the salsabil. Remember? Allahu Akbar. Now I make dua for Zanjabil now. Ameen. May Allah bless him. You know, brothers, I understand when it comes to Muslims, the sadaqah, especially on Friday, the fi sabilillah sadaqah, the fi sabilillah box, on Friday when you open, you see a lot of Washingtons. If you find maybe Benjamin, maybe one or two, you know the difference, right? So we ask for Allah's pleasure. 300 for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this cause. One. So it's calling in the back. Barakallahu feek. Naam. Wait. He wants see. No, all the way in the back. You don't have to be in one place. You make tawaf with this stuff. You can take maybe 2-3 pence. Yeah, he's asking you in the back. Barakallahu feekum. $200 for Allah. And our sisters, and as I understood, we have some sisters up there. And you know, sisters in America, they get money. I know. Sisters in America, Allah bless you with money. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to open big mercies for you in Jannah. A big place for our sisters in Jannah. So inshallah ta'ala, sisters also, if we can have maybe a sister up there, whatever is pledged or whatever is given, you can collect it. $200 for Allah, ikhwan. One. The square. That you would put, you yourself will write the amount, you would plug in the amount, you swipe the card, so it's not like you will take the card and then put the amount. You put the amount and swipe your card, and then the amount that you put in is the amount that will be taken from the account of dunya to the account of akhirah. May Allah bless you all. So this is the square. Whatever Allah bless you with, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you with extra and extra. Our Imam said the time of Salah is up, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, but we ask 200 for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can collect, so it's between you and Allah, and whatever you do, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will increase immensely. So we have actually brochure. You can take the brochure, and you can also take the, what do you call it? The platforms. So you can pick up one of the brochures and then read, and also you have the platforms. You have this one right here. So right after Salat al-Isha, so that we do not hold, we want to make sure we maintain the time that our Imam gave us. May Allah bless him. Right after Isha, bi'idhnillahi tabarak wa ta'ala, maybe if we can get Shaykh Muhammad right there, if we can get some extra platforms, maybe one of the kids can take it to our sisters, inshallah, based on the Imam's guidelines, to the sisters upstairs, inshallah, after Salat al-Isha, we will carry this bi'idhnillahi tabarak wa ta'ala. And he has the square bi'idhnillah. Wa jazakumullahu kulla khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
Jazakumullah khair. I just would like to encourage all of you guys to donate as generously as possible, inshallah. This is a school that I personally know the benefit that comes from this school. Islam and Muhammad, actually, I taught them back in the day. So I was actually in Jersey, and their father, the principal, I was there. I taught them substituting at some of their classes. So I know them personally. I know the benefit that the school has for the children. So I encourage every single one of you guys to donate, inshallah. Right now we're going to have the adhan. After the adhan, we have the salah right away, and then we have some refreshments, some food downstairs. So we encourage all of you guys to join us for that, inshallah. And we would like to say Jazakumullah khair to Shaykh Okasha for coming out and giving us this talk on the foundations of hope. and reminding us of all of the blessings of the Quran. So inshallah, we'll have one of our brothers make the adhan, inshallah. I'll make it. I'll make it. Quick adhan.